Hi, my dear Astro family. Here is the weekly aspect I've chosen for you to break it down, and I've chosen the most magical one. It rarely happens. It happens maybe every 5-6 years. This is how rare it is. And it's going to be a Star of David, which you might not have heard about before, but I'm going to be talking to you about this today. So do not worry for a second. Listen to the video till the very end, because this is a day when it's full of abundance, basically, and it really supports relationship as well. Use it to manifest something. First of all, 1st of July, we have got the Star of David configuration happening in the sky. It started around the 22nd of June, and it's going to be around till about the 10th, 11th of July. The components of this is Venus, Mars, Ceres, Juno, Pallas Athene, and Saturn. What is a Star of David? First of all, it looks like a six-pointed star. It's kind of like a hexagram. And it is believed to provide certain type of divine protection. I mean, back in history, if you go back to certain type of cultures or religions, such as Christianity, Islam, or Judaism, for example, it is a sacred symbol. And it is kind of showing a connection between the God and humanity in a very positive way. It is called to be a celestial gateway. And there is a flow of energy happening between those two. So, by the way, I tend to believe that the Star of David configuration is ruled by Mercury as well as Chariklo. Why? First of all, because, and this is something I broke down in my webinar when it comes to the Star of David, Mercury retrogrades, because when you are looking at the Mercury retrograde periods, they are always forming two grand trines. So, for example, let's say Mercury in 2020 went retrograde on 12 degree of Pisces around the 10th of March, and then it went back to 28 degree of Aquarius. And then we had 14 degree Cancer, and then 5 degree Cancer, and then 11 degree Scorpio, and then 25 degree Libra. Now, Mercury retrograde happens every 11 months around the same degree. So where it went direct, 11 months later, it's going to be going retrograde. So to give you an example here, 2020, March 10th, Mercury went retrograde, 12 degree Pisces. It went back to 28 degree of Aquarius. So it means that 11 months later, the planet is going to go retrograde around those degrees. And 2021, February, Mercury went retrograde on 26 degree of Aquarius. So if you started connecting these points, you would see a Star of David. It's a six-pointed star. The other planetary energies that I mentioned was Chariklo, because as far as I know, and don't take it for granted, but Chariklo is the only one that was discovered that was part of a six-pointed star configuration at the moment of the discovery. And I spoke about that in my asteroid series, the 30 most important asteroids, in case you are interested. So to summarize a couple of keywords in regards to Star of David configuration, it is a very powerful configuration. It represents abundance, growth, money, spirituality, divine protection, as well as kind of like the gods are whispering into your ear what you are meant to be doing. So this is the day when you should be doing certain type of meditations, for example. This is so rare that it could be a launch of something as well, such as a launch of a business, going on a date. you will see that this Star of David configuration is very much about relationship energies, but I'm going to be breaking that down for you. So, of course, we're going to have to look at the components of the Star of David pattern. And typically, it has got two main components. We've got grand trines and the oppositions and the sextiles. Obviously, what happens is, because of the sextiles and the grand trines, actually, it shows the flow of energy, harmonious energy happening between these planetary alignments. So once again, we've got Venus, Mars, Ceres, Juno, Pallas Athene, and Saturn that are the components. The oppositions are happening between Venus and Ceres, as well as Mars and Pallas Athene. So of course, nothing comes free of charge, right? So the oppositions are something that we have to be incorporating in our lives. Oppositions are happening when two planets are approximately about 180 degrees apart from each other. And it usually represents lack of balance, somewhere where you need to be able to find the balance. Often this is an indication of relationship with the self or relationship with others that might need to be harmonized. And then we've got the sextiles, which is very much about a playful energy. It represents opportunities. Venus is the planet of cooperation and, in a way, creativity as well. So we need to be looking at those as the possibility to cooperate with others or to express ourselves in a very creative way. And of course, we've got the grand trine, and the grand trine is basically a triangle. And this would talk to us about, it's a Jupiterian energy, by the way. So it really talk to us about abundance in a way, a lot of great experiences and growth as well at the same time. But Jupiter is a fiery planet. So don't just sit on your laurels. This is talking to you about taking actions, being confident about something. Have the confidence level to be self-assured, to be driven, to go towards something. So how I would interpret the Star of David configuration in your chart. So I would be looking at the opposition first, because as I said, there is somehow an imbalance there. And we've got two oppositions here, Venus and Ceres. So that would talk to you about the need to be able to nurture yourself, to love yourself, to care for yourself, as well as to care for your family members. Maybe it's about forgiving your mom. Maybe it's about forgiving that you are not, I don't know, the bestest mom ever in the world. And of course you are the bestest mom, but maybe you have made certain type of mistakes and then you kind of cannot forgive yourself over that. But that aspect would talk to you about self-care, self-love, nurturing yourself, nurturing your own abilities, finding ways to be happy, finding ways to be creating that inner peace and harmony within yourself. This is going to be mega important in this. Then we've got another opposition there, which is the Mars and Pallas Athene. Now that is talking to you about not to be swayed away by the lack of confidence and so forth, but to have the strategy, to have a plan, how I'm going to be climbing out of this mud, for example. And then we've got another opposition there, which is the Saturn and Juno opposition. And that is really about whether I am able to commit. Am I able to commit to a partner? Am I able to commit to a plan, for example? Am I able to commit to change my life, to replace certain type of habits with a better one? And then we've got the easy flow of energies that is all supporting, and it's all somehow connected to relationships. So Pallas Athene is making the sextile to Juno, and of course making a sextile to Ceres as well. So Pallas Athene is telling you, okay, let's be strategic. Let's create situations where You win, I win, everyone wins, and everyone is happy. And then we've got Saturn, who is trying to help as well. And Saturn says, let's go back to basics. Let's have a foundation to things. Let's block out our fears, our subconscious matters. Saturn says, you know what? Let's crystallize our dreams. What are those dreams? How am I going to be achieving them? And then we've got a beautiful sextile happening between Venus and Mars, which is about finding that harmony and balance within the relationship, as well as within ourselves. This is surely about, for example, creating that foundation within your family, in your home environment, but also that Venus and Mars could be quite a sexual expression, as well as quite a creative expression as well at the same time. And especially with Saturn being in the sign of Pisces, where in Pisces we imagine things, and Saturn says, if you can imagine it, you can also do it. Mars in Taurus, you know, we might be afraid of it because, yes, it's in detriment. Okay, but it gives you the stamina. It gives you the willpower. It gives you the strength of a bull. It gives you the drive. So you just need to want it. You just need to be passionate about it. And the problem with Mars in Taurus is not necessarily the lack of passion. The problem is the lack of confidence. So that will want you to kind of work on that. So we might want to be using certain type of divine techniques. Having a vision board on your wall, what do I want to be achieving today? And then once you do that, this should be a brilliant day. Not even a day, it should be a brilliant 2 weeks. At the same time, there is a little bit other aspect pattern going on as well. I feel like with, for example, the Mars and Ceres combo, there is the need here to kind of work through certain type of mommy issues, daddy issues. For example, it might be originating from somewhere, you know, from a parental background. There is a little bit of, you know, Mars and Ceres connections often are about trauma and shadow matters, as well as depression. So I feel like that Mars really wants us to get us out of the mud. And it doesn't mean that we're going to be scorching the earth right behind us, meaning that we don't need to be forgetting about the past. And the past is coming up with Venus in the sign of Cancer, that we need to love the past. We need to honor the past. We need to see that the past led us somewhere and it built the road right in front of us. Whether it's good or bad, the coin has got two sides. That's exactly what it is talking to us about. So we've got a lot of exciting things happening, by the way, on the 1st of July. But of course, as usual, I will be breaking this down for my YouTube paid members. So if you want to know more about it, please check it out. But I would like to remind you that with Mars sextile Saturn, that's also about endurance, strength. That is about willpower. So please make the most of it. By the way, even the new moon will carry on this Star of David configuration as well. But I will be breaking that down in my next video. So have a great one, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.